Hey there YouTube, it's Elizabeth. Today I'm going to show you some new plants that I got. I got an Epipremnum pinnatum albo and a variegated vanilla orchid. So I'll be showing you me potting up those plants and putting them on moss poles. And I'm going to show you a plant that made me a little bit squeamish. So come along with me as I do some planty chores. Look what came in the mail! Plants! What else? So I got two plants here. One is a vanilla orchid, a variegated vanilla orchid, and the other is, I'm out of breath, I'm so excited. And the other one is a variegated Epipremnum pinnatum. And look, live plants, please handle with love. I thought that was very cute. And the other one, live plants, fragile. Is it live plants or is it live plants? Let's open them up. I'm so excited. Okay, we've got the Epipremnum pinnatum. It's gorgeous. There she is. Now I want to put these on a moss pole, and I don't have any moss pole making materials right now. I need to order the plastic coated wire from Amazon. So these, right now it's just in soil. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's just in soil in plastic wrap. So I'll probably put this in a pot with some sort of medium, maybe just in some sphagnum moss for now, just so it has something, because I have to order the moss poles and I have to, wait for it to come, and then I have to make them. I have to get the pots. I don't even know if I have enough sphagnum moss. I think I do, but I probably should run out and get some more just in case. But anyway, I think I'll just put these in some sphagnum moss, or maybe just put it in a really small pot with the soil that it has. We'll see. Let me open the other one. I'm so excited. This one has a new leaf on the way. The variegation isn't, that one is nicely variegated. The other ones aren't like crazy variegated. But that's okay. I'm just excited to have this. I can't wait until it fenestrates. I hope it does. What I plan to do with this is propagate it, put it on a moss pole, and then once it reaches the top of the moss pole, propagate it, and then I'll have a whole bunch of cuttings, plant them all up together, and then have a nice full pot and grow that up a moss pole. So I'll have like 5 cuttings in a pot growing up a moss pole together. I think that'll look so cool. Okay, let's move on to the second one, the live plants box. This one comes with some care instructions, which I will read because I'm not familiar with vanilla orchids. I do have 2 Phalaenopsis orchids. I don't know if the care requirements are the same or not. I definitely have to do some research. Oh, it's very small. Oh, look how cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, look how baby it is. It's so pretty. It's just in this little plug. There you can see. I can see the roots look very good, albeit small. Oh, but the plant is so gorgeous. Oh, I'm so excited. Wow. I'm gonna have to get, I don't even know, I guess an orchid pot for this one. Or not. Okay, Cat, I know you like boxes, but I don't want you near my new plants. I'm sorry. I think what I'm going to do is take all of the soil off of it and put it in a little pot with my Phalaenopsis orchid potting mix. And then this one I will also put in a little pot, but I think I'll just keep it in the soil that it's in for now. So let me go get all of my stuff. Okay, I've got my potting mix. I've got 2 little pots. These have tons of drainage holes, but I don't have any saucers. So I'll just have to like water them over the sink and then make sure that they're dry before putting them on any other surface. Okay, let's get at the vanilla orchid first. So like I said, it's in this plug. It's pretty compact soil, but you can see the roots starting to grow out of it. I'm going to take all the soil off and put it in the orchid potting mix. So let me go ahead and do that. Ooh, I really don't want to break this. Oh my gosh, this is just one root. It's branched off at the bottom, but ooh. I mean, if this one root dies, there goes the whole plant. So, it's so like fine and delicate. I have to be so careful. I'm thinking maybe I should put it in sphagnum moss, but I think it'll be okay in the orchid potting mix. And it came with this little like bamboo stick, so I'm gonna put that in there just to keep it upright. That way it's not flopping over. I should have done that first. So let me dump it out and do that again. I have a little clip that came off of a different orchid plant that I'm going to use to clip this to the little stake. See? Little clip. There. Oh, look how cute! It's my little vanilla orchid. I love it. I can't wait to get this on a moss pole because I know it grows aerial roots. I see one right there, right there. Yeah, probably at every node there's going to be a root. But for now, we have this, and I will put it in my north-facing window. Okay, now for my Epipremnum pinnatum variegata. Let's open her up and take a look at the roots. I have to admit, I've seen plants packaged a little bit better than this. But the plant looks fine, so really that's all I'm worried about. But I think the presentation could have been a little bit better. Okay, so this is, what is this? This is like soil mixed with sphagnum moss. Okay, this is kind of messy. Okay, there we go, it's free. Oh wow, the roots are amazing. Yes. Well, I said I was going to use this soil, but I don't think I'm going to. It just looks like a mess. Yeah, it's sphagnum moss mixed with perlite, I think is this white stuff. In fact, I don't think there's any soil in here at all. It's just sphagnum moss and perlite. Interesting. Okay. Wow. So I wonder if this was grown on a moss pole, because these roots are super long, and they like took the moss pole apart, cut it up into segments, and that's why the roots are as long as they are. Seeing it covered in sphagnum moss makes me not want to put it in sphagnum moss though, because it is so messy and it is such a chore to like get all of the moss off of the roots, because it's so hard to tell what is moss and what is roots. What are roots? No, kitties. I know you're so interested, but I don't want you up there. Almost finished. I think I'm gonna... Really, Cat? What was I gonna say? I think I am gonna put it in the orchid bark mix. Yeah. I think I've made up my mind. I have made up my mind. Orchid bark mix it is. See, some of this I can't tell if it's sphagnum moss or roots. That I think is sphagnum moss. Yeah. But I don't want to pull too hard on it and it end up breaking and it end up being roots. Okay, that's pretty well cleaned off. It's got a nice aerial root on there. Right there. Look at that juicy root. Love it. So let me just kind of coil this down into the pot. You know what? I think I'm going to get a bigger pot. I'll be right back. So I found the pot that was from my Caladium Hilo Beauty, incorrectly labeled at the nursery, but you can see I paid $16 for that. So this pot, you can see the size difference. There's definitely a lot more vertical space, and I don't want to tip it too far, but it has a larger diameter as well. Put you in there. All right, there it is. Let's go over to the sink and water these and fertilize them. Okay, we're at the sink. Obviously, I haven't done my dishes, but, you know, plants sometimes come first. I've just put in some fertilizer. Okay, those plants should be happy. Let's find a spot for them by the window. Let's see, where are you guys gonna go? Well, maybe one can go down here, and the other can go up here. That's cute. You guys, I don't know what's happening to my Pleospilus Nellii here. The outer leaves just rotted and fell off. Ew! That's nasty. I'm gonna pull the other one off. Ooh, yuck. Aww. Is the whole thing rotted? I hope not. The other one looks okay. The leaves are not squishy. Oh, I hope it's going to be okay. Yeah, that was kind of gross. When these leaves sort of senesce or die, they don't get mushy like that. They just kind of, I don't know, dry up. But I'll have to keep an eye on that and make sure the rest of the plant doesn't die. I'm kind of worried that it might, and I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this, unfortunately, but we'll see how it goes. So it's the next day, and this plant is definitely not going to make it. It is
rotting. Ew. Yuck. Let me just pull. Ooh, I don't want to touch it. Let me take it over to the sink. Yeah, so this leaf is coming out. Ew! Going in the trash. Yeah, no, this one next to it seems fine. Like, these leaves are firm, but this one I want to pull out, but since they were both in the same pot, they kind of share the same, like, mass of soil, so I can't just pull it out easily. So I think, well, yeah, see if I try and pull it out, they both come out. So maybe I'll just kind of wait until it rots some more, and then it'll just fall out. But then it'll be gross. Maybe I can kind of twist it, break it off. Because I don't want that in there. Let me get a spoon. Or a fork. Let me get a spoon. Because I don't want this rotting plant in there, but it's, again, it shares the same clump of soil as this other one. So if I can kind of tease it out. Oh, my cat's going to come up. Hello. I don't want you up here. Up, down. I'm going to have to touch it. Ugh. Oh, it's coming. I'm going to have to put the camera down and do this with two hands. Okay, I got it out. Yeah. So now, either I can get another, here's what the pot looks like now from above. Either I can get another plant, or maybe I can just scoot this one over. I think I'll do that. I'll just scoot this one over. Let me put my camera on a tripod and then we can do it together. I'm just gonna go get some more soil for this. Okay, I'm just using some peat moss. And I'm just gonna fill it in here. Ooh, don't fall over. It's really top heavy, this guy. So I'm definitely not going to be watering this anytime soon. I don't want it to end up like the other plant did. Let's just tuck it in there. I'm kind of making a mess. I'm just doing this on my kitchen counter. I should have done it on my potting cookie sheet that I use. That's okay though. It's still cute. Okay, let's go put her back. Yeah, very top heavy. You can see her wobble around. Ooh, don't be doing that. Back on the shelf you go. Chico, what are you doing? Hi, my good boy. Hello. Are you playing? There we go. Okay. Grow. Grow, grow, grow. I am back at this plant a couple days later, and yep, the same thing that happened to the one is happening to the, what is it called? The Royal Flush one. It is rotting. So I think I can just pull out this leaf. Yeah. Yuck. Come on. So that's gonna go. Is this leaf gonna come off? Yep, that leaf is gonna come off. Ew, yuck. The whole thing, I'm gonna wait like a day because I'm like 99% sure this is gonna come out, but I'm gonna give it the slight benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna give it that 1% chance that it might just live. This one, I also don't believe it's going to make it. The leaves are not as far gone as they were on this one, but they are a little bit soft. My lithops are still very cute and nice and like firm, so that's good. Yeah, so I'm sure you'll see me come back on here and see me rip this one out and probably this one as well. But if that happens, I will fill this up with lithops because I think that would be cute. Okay, it has been over a week since I've gotten my two new plants, my Epipremnum pinnatum variegata and my variegated vanilla orchid, and I finally have all my supplies and I'm ready to pot them up. So Newman is supervising as always. So I've got my two plants, I've got my orchid potting mix, I've got my two moss poles, one here, one back there. I've got my two pots. I got these at TJ Maxx, both of them for $7.99. I've got some wire and my scissors there, so we have everything, and we're finally ready to pot them up. The vanilla orchid has done just fine. I haven't taken a look at the roots yet, obviously, but you know, as far as I can tell, it's done just fine. The Epipremnum pinnatum, however, has gone a little bit floppy, and I think it's just dehydrated. The newest leaf has not unfurled, and I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's just, yeah, it's just kind of floppy. I hope it's just because of dehydration and not because of any other issues, and that giving it a drink today will help it to perk up. So let me get this camera on a tripod and we will get started with the repotting process. Okay, I want to start off with the vanilla orchid. Yeah, like I said, I think it's doing okay, but let's dump it out and make sure that the roots are still looking good. Okay, I think the roots still look good. They're not mushy or dry or anything like that. They look good to me. I'm going to use the smaller moss pole for the vanilla orchid. So I'm just going to backfill the moss pole with the orchid potting mix. Good, it stands up. Now I want to wire the orchid to the moss pole. I want to make sure the new aerial roots touch the moss pole so that they can grow into the moss. And I think one more. This top node doesn't have an aerial root yet, but I'm going to wire it anyway, and hopefully the root will find its way into the moss pole. No, Newman. not for kitties. It's so delicate. Okay. There we go.
Now I'm just going to fill it with my orchid potting mix. I think I'm going to remove this bottom leaf because otherwise it'll be sitting underneath the potting mix and I don't want that. So I'll just cut it off. So the idea with this is I'm going to grow it to the top of the moss pole and then cut it into sections in order to propagate it, and then plant all of the sections up back into the pot, and then I'll have a nice full pot of orchids. And that's what I'm going to do with the Epipremnum pinnatum as well. Okay, I am happy with how this looks. I will set this aside and let's work on the Epipremnum pinnatum. Okay, like I said, this plant has gone a little bit floppy. As you can see, it's kind of, yeah, just not quite as firm as it should be. So I know it has a good root system, but again, hopefully it's just from underwatering. It's probably better to underwater it than to overwater it, so hopefully it'll just bounce back. I'll just backfill the moss pole again. There we go. And I showed you before, it has a nice new aerial root on it, so I'm going to wire it so that that aerial root is right up against the moss pole so that it will grow into the moss. Let's see. I think I want it like that. Yeah, the new leaf is pretty floppy. I'm a little concerned about that. Again, hopefully it's just an underwatering issue. I'm going to move this. There. Okay, got that. And I'll just fill it up with potting medium. There we go, all tucked in. It looks a little sad right now, but hopefully it'll perk up after I give it a water. Let me take these to the sink and give them a water and a fertilize. I'm going to get the moss pole a little bit wet too, where that aerial root is. And here as well. Let me go and find a spot for these and then I'll show you where I end up putting them. Okay, here's where I put the two new plants. Here is the Epipremnum pinnatum variegata. I put it where my silver sword used to go, and I put the silver sword in my north-facing window up there. And I thought maybe, hopefully it'll get enough light in that location. We'll see. But yeah, I thought because the Epipremnum is variegated, I wanted it to be under a grow light. So yeah, I have it there. And then my vanilla orchid, I tucked back here, and it's sharing the plant stand with my variegated syngonium. And these two pots are pretty small, so they can share a plant stand for now anyway. Oh my gosh, my cat. He's just wanting to play all morning. You guys saw him up on the plant table. Now I finally gave him a toy and he is having the time of his life. Anyway, so yeah, these plant stands, I get them off of Amazon, and they look pretty wide, but really the way the wood, these lengths are, they're really only this wide. And so I have to make sure these two pots are pretty small in order to get them to fit.
But yeah, that's where I decided to put them. They're both under grow lights, and hopefully they do well. I will obviously keep you guys updated. Speaking of updates, I want to show you my Pleospilus Nellii. They are still alive. They are still alive. They're very wobbly, but somehow they're not dead. I did order some more lithops to go in here just to fill in this space. So those should be coming in the next few days, and I'll show you me putting those in. But yeah, just thought I would update you. It's been a few days since I had to remove this one, and since I pulled the leaves off of this one, and they are, you know, still alive. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.